Please be seated. Good afternoon, and I extend that greeting to our graduates who are waving already at me, and of course to their supporters and relatives and loved ones. You're all welcome to this graduation ceremony. My name is Tony Hegarty, and I am the Vice Dean and Head of the School of Medical Sciences. With the exception, we estimate, of between 3 and 6 graduands this afternoon, all of you come from the School of Medical Sciences, but we welcome the 3 to 6 from the School of Biological Sciences, and we will celebrate equally with you as well. And they're already smiling at me. So. And for me, it's a personal honor, because on the left is a great representation from the school itself. And I want to say more about the staff in a moment. This is an afternoon of celebration. We intermingle that with historical pomp and circumstance, which is of course deeply embedded in higher education and in the University of Manchester, which will celebrate its 200th anniversary in just 2 brief years' time. And within that time, because of the shortage of doctors in this region, a royal charter was awarded so that we were able to establish a medical school, and there will be some graduates in medicine and in dentistry, so that we could supply doctors and dentists for this area of the country. But as you know, as our fame has spread, we are able now to reach out globally with our graduates. Now, the return of these graduation ceremonies has been long in coming. And what we are doing is a period of catch-up. So not only are we celebrating the graduation of our most recent students, but we are going back so that those that were denied the opportunity of actually coming and being applauded, as they justifiably should, for their efforts at undergraduate level, we can now afford them that celebration alongside the contemporary students. And personally, that makes me extraordinarily proud. Carol Yates will talk in a moment about some of the efforts that many of our students gave towards the management of the pandemic locally, and I don't wish to say more about that at this juncture. But the reason why I personally am proud to stand here is because 2 years ago, when we began the lockdown, many of us as clinicians went over into the hospital to look after the first admissions that came in with coronavirus. And I think there are 2 things that I want to bring to everyone's attention in our celebration. At that time, there was the heartbreaking moments, which I'm sure that have afflicted many families present here, when we could do nothing except watch people deteriorate and succumb. And then I think the interesting thing was the discarding of what I would call the bureaucracy of caution, and a number of innovative research programs that actually we embarked upon both in Manchester and in the United Kingdom, but also globally, so that people were experimenting with the wonderful help of the patients, some of whom were in extremis, so that we could develop treatment programs so that in 6 months we had an algorithm which allowed us to get people through what would have been an unsurvivable illness 6 months previously. And then, of course, vaccination came in. And I think that placed Manchester alongside many of the other rich academic units in terms of what we were able to achieve alongside global colleagues. And the firing around the world of emails, internets, published data, unpublished data, and suggestions of what would work best actually evolved as the medical community actually came together so that we could rapidly get something to treat the patients. And the second reason why I'm celebrating today alongside the graduates is that in 2020, the GMC allowed us to bring forward graduation for our medical students, and they came and worked alongside us, and they were outstanding. You would have expected them to be like rabbits in the headlamps, but they actually numbered up, and they were invaluable at a time when the NHS was in dire threat of being overwhelmed. And some of those will be celebrating their graduation this afternoon, and I want to personally thank you for your contribution. And so, what about the rules that we have for this afternoon? I did a graduation ceremony with Professor McMahon this morning. She said there should be no rules. Relatives and loved ones and family can make as much noise of celebration as you care to. Graduates can celebrate as they want, but keep your hats on. You may doff them at me, and I will doff back. And that's all we have for. We will conduct this as we have done for hundreds of years, with the exception that unfortunately we can't shake hands and we can't give you a certificate. Now, I think we said this morning that you'll be nervous, but then we're all nervous as well. This has to go well because there are witnesses. You'll be worried that regardless of gender or footwear that you will fall over, but we will help you up. The registrar on my right will be there. It's his only role as far as I can tell, Dave. I had to say that. Got him. Yeah, okay. So, there's only one duty I want to extend to you now before we have an address from Dr. Yates. And that is that you'll see a lot of cap doffing, and you've already rehearsed it, I'm sure. But I wish to do one thing, which is to doff my cap to all of you in celebration. Well done.
Thank you, Professor Hegarty. So, good afternoon, everybody, and what a pleasure it is to be here today. It's a wonderful sight to see you all at this graduation, and it's something that we've all waited an awfully long time for. So, thank you all for coming today. We're going to be celebrating the success of students from various different levels of their careers, some who've completed first degrees, some who've completed postgraduate degrees, and some who've gone as far as completing their PhDs. And indeed, we have those that have completed professional programmes as well. So, congratulations to you all. The graduates here are from all areas of medicine and dentistry, and from the healthcare sciences, from medical education, history and communications, so there's quite a wide spread of students that we're celebrating with now. As graduates of each of these programmes, you have significantly contributed to our understanding of the areas in which you have been studying. And you'll be able to use the skills that you've learned to benefit others, either in practice or in research, or by effective teaching and communication. However, your achievements have not just been restricted to academic endeavour. Many of our students have participated in activities outside of their programmes. We have been overwhelmed by the generosity of character of a lot of our students and of staff as well, who have come forward during these difficult times to support others. In 2020, as mentioned before, more than 450 medical and social care students across Manchester stepped forward in less than a week to support the NHS workers while they tackled the COVID-19 pandemic. These students call themselves the Manchester National Health Supporters and provided help to NHS workers so that they could get on with doing their day jobs. And the support they provided was things like collecting groceries, babysitting for their children, pet walking, and manning receptions perhaps at GP surgeries. That's just to name but a few of those activities that happened. Dozens of staff and students were recognised for their role in helping establish the Alderley Park Lighthouse Laboratory in Cheshire, which was a key component in the government's COVID-19 testing programme. Those teams who volunteered their expertise and services helped to increase the testing capacity when the site was opened, and that in itself has helped us get through this pandemic. We've also heard how the research that we've been doing has helped to achieve that, our success during the pandemic as well. But the contribution that's been made through this was not just hands-on. The university's emergency hardship appeal was launched at the end of April 2020 to support students that were facing financial hardship caused by the pandemic. The generosity of the university's global alumni community and from parents and friends resulted in more than £1.6 million worth of donations. And these funds were used to purchase additional laptops to help students to study and extended the emergency financial support that we already had available through our Living Cost Support Fund. But importantly, we also recognised the difficulties that students were facing during this time, and some of that money was used to employ halls of residence counsellors to work with students who were experiencing mental health difficulties. So you can see how all of the things that have been happening have been done by our students, by our staff and by their families, all to support each other. But we mustn't forget, of course, that the non-COVID activities have continued, and throughout all of this, our staff and students have contributed to the university's agenda for equality, diversity and inclusion, for mental health and well-being, and towards global sustainable development. So, of course, the world hasn't just been about COVID. There's been lots of other things happening in the background there. Some of you have taken on leadership roles, such as student representatives, to support each other, or have supported other students by acting as demonstrators or mentors. Some of you, we're pleased to see, have now secured jobs, or you've taken on further research positions, both in the UK and worldwide. Some of you have even chosen to stay in Manchester, which is a great thing. I would like to congratulate you on your wonderful achievement to be graduating for the University of Manchester. In doing so, you're following in the footsteps of many notable alumni, from Ernest Rutherford to Alan Turing, who, interestingly, was portrayed on film by another Manchester alumnus, Benedict Cumberbatch. And more recently, we've celebrated the work of André Guillaume, who, along with his colleague, received a Nobel Prize for their work in graphene. But of course, we mustn't forget the alumni who have continued to work at the University of Manchester and may even teach on the programmes that you have now completed. Studying in higher education is not an easy thing to do, but it is so rewarding. You have dedicated so much of your time and energy, some of you while still working, to support your studies. But that's what makes your achievement all the more valuable. And speaking on behalf of everybody here, we are so proud of each and every one of you. But of course, you haven't done this alone. You have done this with the support of your friends and family. I hope you've enjoyed studying at Manchester, and we hope that you can realise the ambitions that you came to the university with, and that you will find success in your future careers with the skills that you've learned. And I'd like to thank you for your contribution to the university, to science, to medicine, to society, And it's because of you that we have been named as the university most targeted by the UK's top 100 graduate employers. And lastly, and most everybody says this, remember that your journey through Manchester does not stop here. Please keep in touch with us, and I wish you every success. Thank you.
University, I present to you for the School of Medical Sciences, postgraduate research degrees, Lorenz Konstantin Becker. Matthew Byrne. Elizabeth Fottier. Richard Hogan. Miriam Lettieri. George Madders. Kate Wise Mackenzie. Bin Yuan. Alexandra Negic. Patricia Passios Centeno. Blanca Riza Edbury. Andrea Ruiz Valesco Hernandez. Nicoletta Stamataki. Charlotte Watson. Daniel Wilcott. And for the Postgraduate Tort Awards, Hannah Emily Adams. Myra Aftab. Hani Alabas. Francine Emily Anderson. Shane Ayub. Eleanor Rose Bartlett. Hannah Baston. Chloe Olivia Briggs. Jennifer Butler. Alexandria Kelly. Cassandra Ellen Cullen. Olivia Bethany Dady. Manus Dave. Chloe Hannah Dotty. Rabia Abdullah Gangwakar. Jennifer Hagan. Tegan Maya Hibbert. Anam Hussain. Zain Ishak. Monica Jankut. Olivia Johnston. Christopher Jones. Hayden Jones. Nia Nataraj Kasaravali. Takwa Kashkucha. Stephanie Kanarski. Marjorie Mazzino. Catherine Ann McLaughlin. Kyle John McWilliam. Steffi Louise McLucas. Olivia Kate Mills. Owen Mitchell. Fatima Ashika Iqbal Mohammed Iqbal. Shana Mustafa. Amira Nazir. Lauren Naomi Nelson. Alex Eleanor Nolan. Rafia Noor. Alice Elizabeth Ogden. James Elenick. Fergus Powell. Danielle Kaur Poraval. Anam Rafakat. Fazana Rahman. Asia Rokad. Laura Claire Shepherd. Kerry Smith. Agnieszka Swiderska. Anita Tomey. Alice Whitley. Frances Grace Wilkinson. Sarika Shakti Yadav. Shazia Zahid. And for the undergraduate awards, Mays Al-Kandari. Harir Ayad Akram. Ali Al-Nahar. Zara Ali. Sarah Allen. Ala Al-Mathkour. Zainab Al-Katan. Kanimozi Janani Anbarasan. Faiza Thufa Anjum. Benjamin Alexander Anstey. Ross Avery. Adam Avnon. Retaj Barbaani. Zanera Ashik Bajwa. Tandiwe Banda. Daniel Beals. Leanne Bednow. Aaron Bellis. Hooven Kaur Bandal. Tara Baradia. Abhinav Bhatia. Ayola Bode. Becky Bowler. Gabrielle Boswell. Megan Grace Boyd. Sarah Braithwaite. Emily Braun. Joseph William Buckley. Mohammed Hashir Naveed Chowdhury. Ali Bukhari. Asan Ali Chowdhury. Holly Cheetham. Megan Clarkson. Lewis Claxton. Oliver Cobbold. Zara Georgina Collins. James George Conville. Kane Lee Coots. Michelle Angelina Coschignano. Sophie Francis Crane. Sandeep Damaraju. Niji Daryanani. Taranjit Singh Dillon. Chloe Durrans. Lauren Kitto Foster. Emma Dorothy Fox. Dalbir Singh Garkle. Connor Geraghty. Nusha Ganizade Koob. Sarah Elizabeth Goldstein. Ellie Elizabeth Gregory. Annika Gupta. Sophie Elizabeth Guy. Alexander Hall. Bowan Hammer. Zaidi Ahmed Hamid. Dylan Simon Hamill. Gracie Magdi Ayad Hanna. Shah Haq. Iman Zara Hasnain. Oliver Hayes. Ewan Heritage. Matthew Thomas Hughes. Dania Irshad. Amina Jamil. Riandeep Kaur Jaj. Yayan Rees Jones. Manpreet Kaur. Hassam Gizemi. Simran Kaur. Simran Kaur Kambe. Neelam Khan. Hamna Khan. Alexander King. Kartik Kumar. Hugh Lurcott. Ryan Mahmood. Jagjit Marley. Afifa Malik. Panayotis Nicholas Mastroyiannopoulos. Raymond Patrick Matthews. Laura McGregor. Charlotte Moffat. Anthony Montague. Elise Marie Morley. Annie Nuckby. Alice Catherine Nielsen. Hannah Elizabeth Nelson. Neve O'Hara. Emmanuel Oberle. Aisha Iridel Ola Oshodi. Oluwafa Ishayo Ikalua Oyenie. Damini Raj Kumar Padia. Sophia Muriel Panay. Anna Francesca Parkinson. Neil Patel. Vidhi Kiran Patel. Rebecca Lauren Pearson. Antonia Maria Paoloba Richardson. Sarah Catherine Percival. Tamara Picard. Lydia Power. Akul Purohit. Indavir Singh Rai. Awais Mohammed Riaz. Faye Lucia Rich. Holly Regan Ridpath. Oliver Ryder. Satvir Singh Singha. Summer Sattar. Mariam Shamsar. Faiza Sharif. Sophia Signorini. Jessica Rose Singleton. Edward Gareth Small. Gursahib Sohal. Emma Sunderland. Eleanor Lindsay Tripp. Hannah May Walker. Amy Watts. Joseph Watts. Bridget Weston. Natasha Louise Whitcomb. Layla Wyatt. Dominic James Williams. Hannah Zafar. Kristen Hindley. School of Health Sciences, and for the Postgraduate Taught Awards, Raza Haider. Anne Christine McCaffrey. And for the Undergraduate Awards, Raina McCardle. Lucy Musgrave. Kalika Newman. School of Medical Sciences, and for the Undergraduate Awards, Kamal Sadiq. Amna Faraj. Mahesh Popat.
I think I'll just wait for him to find his seat. Good. So, in just a few minutes, you turned into graduates from graduands. Congratulations. This... And I don't know why anyone wanted a selfie with me, but never mind. Congratulations, we're very proud of you, we truly are. I could add some statistics which I think are worthwhile. You join over 500,000 alumni of this university. You will now represent us as our extended family wherever you end up in the world. We are proud of you, and we're proud of our university, and we know that you'll do us proud as well. I would like to make just one or two requests. The first is, I would like you to acknowledge your wonderful faculty on the left. I'm not quite certain you're allowed to doff your hat, Donald, but I'll allow it just this afternoon. Right. Second graduates, would you please stand? I would like you to turn and face your relatives, loved ones and supporters and acknowledge what they have done for you in their support. And finally, I'd like your family, friends and supporters to acknowledge what you've done in terms of your achievements that they've supported. So, and finally, an unreserved apology to David, my friend, for that unprovoked jibe at his expense. I declare this graduation ceremony closed.